Board of Appeals proceedings are being transcribed and recorded to provide full and accurate minutes and to allow full participation of the clerk. It is 7 o'clock on April 25th at Raynham Town Hall. To my right is Francis McGuirt. To my left, Barrett Johnson, and myself, Peter Shondick, as chair. Would you like to read the first petition?
Sir. First petition is the Raynham Board of Appeals will hold a public hearing on Wednesday, April 25th, 2018 at 7 p.m. at the Raynham Veterans Memorial Town Hall, 558 South Main Street, to consider petition number 959, Lawrence Lucier, Raynham, Mass., request for a variance from the Raynham zoning bylaws, section 5.1. Minimum requirements to allow the 125-foot by 125-foot building square to begin 32.9 feet off the street instead of 45 feet off the street, as required due to the lot's irregular shape and location of the well servicing the lot. Locus property is 500 Pine Street, Assessors Map 10, Lot 3, Raynham, Mass. Anyone wishing to be heard on this matter should attend the hearing. A copy of the plan and application may be viewed in full at the Raynham Town Clerk's office during scheduled business hours. We did receive a letter from Jacob Driscoll Engineering, also dated March 7, 2018.
Okay. All who intend to give testimony, please rise. Do you solemnly swear to tell that the testimony you are about to give to this board shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
So I imagine you're representing the petitioner?
Yes.
So you can, I don't know if you want to put your easel over there or over here. You can step to the microphone. And could you state your name for the record?
Sure. My name's Edward Jacobs, Jacobs Driscoll Engineering. I'm representing Mr. Lucier on his appeal for a variance from the 125-foot building square to be located 39.2 feet off the street instead of the required 45 feet. I have a check here for the
Thank you.
advertisement.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. So, just want to back up a little bit. There was a plumbing plan prepared for Mr. Lucier and the piece of property to the south, which is owned by Briarwood Construction. Briarwood Construction owns this land, and they were just shy of the required 200 feet frontage to get an extra lot, and Mr. Lucier has plenty of frontage, but was just shy of area to get two lots. He was just shy of the 120,000 square feet. So they did a little land swap here, which shows in the pink. Parcel A was Mr. Lucier's, goes to Briarwood. Parcel B, this triangular shaped land, was Briarwood, that goes to Mr. Lucier, giving Lot 1, which is now Lot 1 and Parcel A, 121,252 square feet and 750 feet of frontage. One thing that was an omission on our part is the deed from Briarwood to Mr. Lucier that shows that he has control over Parcel B, and I brought that with me. I've got a couple of copies.
Okay, thank you.
So, with that deed, Mr. Lucier has control over this parcel and Parcel B, and that's what together adds up to the 120,000 square feet. So what he wants to do...
Can I stop you for a minute?
Sure.
But that's not the same plan that we have here, right?
No, that's the Form A plan. I'm just showing you, I'm going back a little bit to show you
Okay.
how he gets to the area that he needs. This is the plan you have right here.
Yep.
Okay? So now he has control over this. He doesn't own this. This line used to go down like this, but this is where that parcel B is that he acquired from Briarwood. Okay, so this lot 1-1, 60,774 square feet. Upland area is over the 80%, 55,162. He has 436 feet of frontage. There is a well, an existing well. Mr. Lucia lives right here at 500. This is his existing home. There's an existing well right here. So we wanted to keep that on Mr. Lucia's property, obviously. So that dictated where this line came up, 10 foot off the well. And this property is very oddly shaped, as you can see. This is the town line. So Mr. Lucia owns up the town line, and then for some reason, it comes down here 50 feet and then goes up parallel to the town line. That little spot where it comes in 50 feet here is what creates the need for the variance, because we can't get the building square back at the 45 feet. It would encroach into the town of Bridgewater 19 feet. It's less than 100 square feet of encroachment on the 125-foot square off the property. The other lot where his existing house is meets all the criteria. 313 feet of frontage, 60,479 square feet, 49,441 square feet of upland.
I'm a little confused, but
Building's not in the,
yeah.
It doesn't have to be.
You just have to show a building square
You
somewhere.
just have to show a building square, yeah.
And then you can build any place else on the,
Yeah, basically, it's to stop the lots from being gerrymandered and have, rat tail lots or flag lots or pork chop lots, whatever you want to call them. They just basically want the lot lines to go back from the street 160 feet before you can start doing crazy things with them. I mean, if as a stipulation you wanted the house built there, I mean, it could fit there. It doesn't matter to us. We're just showing that.
no,
and it's pretty much all upland, all the wetlands up here.
Yeah, just a little bit on his lot. More of them remain on Mr. Lucia's, where the existing house is. But like I said, it's 60,774 square feet on the proposed lot 1-1, and 55,162 is upland, and it requires 48,000.
so your building square, didn't comply,
Yes, that's the only thing we're asking for.
but you're gonna build a house that does comply.
Yes. Yep. We can meet every other setback. We have the area, we have the upland area, we have the frontage. The only thing that we don't have, and it's really no fault of Mr. Lucia, I mean, this is just the way the lot was when he bought it.
And like Mr. McGuirk said, so the proposed house is gonna follow all guidelines, you just needed the envelope to be a variance for the setback on the envelope, not so
Right.
much the.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I have another plan showing it at the building setback line, and that's what would be off, that little pink triangle right there. It's 96 square feet.
And you said you had correspondence, or was it just correspondence from, okay. Yeah, was the abutters list signed?
There's two, because of Bridgewater and Raynham. Mike Lally for Raynham. Shelley McCauley for Bridgewater.
Do you have any other
No.
questions? Is there anyone in the audience that has any questions for or against? Okay. All right, so, go into executive session.
Okay.
Um,
You're closing the public hearing, right?
Yeah, so we're going to close the public hearing. All may remain while the board deliberates, but no one may speak. Do you have any?
No, I'm kind of surprised that you have to show a building square that would comply, but then you don't have to build a house in it.
Right.
You can build it anyplace else in the property, so what they're asking for is to kind of bend the rules that we can't get the building square far enough back. They are gonna build a house that far
Right.
back. So if it meets the requirements, I'm good with it.
Yeah, I mean, like you say, as the proposed building says, I mean, there's plenty of setbacks everywhere. It's all upland, there's no wetland there. I mean, it's just a matter of, I mean, if it was just a square footage and not had to be a square, there would be no problem, but, yeah, I don't see an issue with it, or,
The lot's plenty big enough. It's not like it's trying to fit on a smaller lot.
Right.
It's just where that setback lies. I don't have a problem.
I make a motion that we approve the variance.
second, all in favor?
Aye.
So approved. Okay, we'll now open the meeting. So you have, the board has approved it.
Right. Through the appeal period.
Yeah. Anyone have any objections to this decision may file an appeal to the Superior Court, and that appeal shall be filed with the town clerk within 20 days of the filing of the board's decision with the town clerk.
Thank you very much. Thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
And the clerk read the next petition, 968. Yeah, you can start reading.
The Rainham Board of Appeals will hold a public hearing on Wednesday, April 25th, 2018, 7 PM at the Rainham Veterans Memorial Town Hall, 558 South Main Street, to consider petition number 960. Brian G. Flattery, Rainham, Massachusetts, requests a variance from the Rainham zoning bylaws, section 5.1, minimum requirements, to allow a proposed garage within 14.5 feet, 14.9 feet sideline setback, which is less than the required 20-foot sideline setback. Locust property is 32 Leicester Road, Assessor's Map 8, Lot 7, Rainham, Mass. Anyone wishing to be heard on this matter should attend the hearing. A copy of the plan and application may be viewed in full at the Rainham Clerk's office during scheduled business hours.
Do we have representatives? All who intend to give testimony on this matter, please rise. Are you going to speak?
Just in favor.
Yeah, then, yeah. Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give to this board shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Okay. Could you state your name for the record?
Sure, Brian Flaherty.
Do you have your
Yep.
proposal? Or?
Ladies and gentlemen, board, good evening. My name is Brian Flaherty. I moved with my wife and daughter, our daughter's hometown of Raynham almost 2 years ago. We love our neighborhood and want to remain a part of this community while we raise our daughter. I wish to improve my property rather than moving to a different home. That is everything we want in a family home, is a two-car garage. That's what brings me here tonight. I reviewed my proposal with the Raynham building inspector and followed his suggestions to hire a surveyor, a design architect. The architect and I reviewed different approaches to do this project as of right. However, due to the modifications that would be needed to existing parts of the home, all as of right options were not possible with the pre-existing small lot. My purpose would be to have room for 2 vehicles, a lawnmower, snow blower, some yard tools, plus some extra storage for my daughter's toys. May I present some pictures? If granted.
So on the plans we have, and from those pictures, you already have a shed that's going to be closer than is that closer than the 14 feet? Is that shed already?
It looks like it is.
Okay.
But it says here that that is going to be moved.
It's going to be gone. It's going to get taken out of there.
Relocated, gone?
Well,
or-
yeah, gone. It's going to
Oh,
go,
yeah.
my brother-in-law's going to take it.
Oh, okay, I thought you meant on the lot.
No. No.
Okay. And now there's a little bump out, what is it, like 3 feet, 4 feet?
Yes, it's, it's like two, almost 3 feet.
Is that for like a work area or
Yeah, just
something?
like to put a little bench, give me a little
Okay.
extra storage.
Do you have any questions from the board members? Or-
No, I understand it. The person most affected by it appears to be, like, here in favor.
So you're the neighbor on the other side, on the, next to him?
Yes. The 20 listed.
So no questions?
Just one question, I guess. And, do you find it that hard to live next door to him?
One of the greatest neighbors ever,
Thanks, Brian.
along with the town.
All right, well, seeing no other discussion, I'll close the meeting, go into executive session. All may remain while the board deliberates, but no one may speak.
I think it's an improvement, like there to his house. It gives him much more to work with. Those lots aren't that big. There's no place on the lot that he could go anyplace with it. It would force him to move. And as we said, the neighbors are in favor.
Yeah.
I don't have any problem with it.
I mean, the driveway is already over that far anyway. I mean, you're just adding on to the garage. I mean, it is closer, but like you say, the neighbor has no issue with it.
And there's still room to pass to get
Right,
around it.
To get vehicles in and out if you actually need to.
If need be, so.
So,
Can you just ask the neighbor to identify himself for the record?
Yeah. Could you ID yourself, Mr. Dooley, for the record, just so that you...
My name is Paul Dooley. I reside at 20 Lister Road along with my wife Janet. And as I told you informally before, we support the Flaherty's appeal here tonight.
make a motion?
I'd make a motion to approve this appeal.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, I'll open the meeting again. The decision of board is to approve the proposal, and at this time, the hearing is now closed. Anyone having objections to this decision may file an appeal to the Superior Court. That appeal shall be filed with the town clerk within 20 days of the filing of the board's decision with the town clerk.
Thank
All
you, John.
set.
Thank you. Thank you.
Might be out of here early. And we have a third petition.
Public meeting notice, the Raynham Board of Appeals will hold a public hearing on Wednesday, April 25th, 2018, 7 p.m. at the Raynham Veterans Memorial Town Hall, 558 South Main Street. Consider petition number 961, Andrew Kenyon and Poignant Signs of New Bedford, Mass., request for a variance from Raynham zoning bylaws 6.9 requiring permits to allow a canopy sign that is greater than 15 feet in length and 120 square foot as allowed in the bylaws. Locust property is 600 South Street West, Assessors Map 14, Lot 218-B, Raynham, Mass. Anyone wishing to be heard at this matter should attend the hearing. A copy of the plan and application may be viewed in full at the Raynham Town Clerk's office during scheduled business hours.
Anyone wishing to be heard on this matter, could you please rise? All who intend to give testimony, do you solemnly swear to tell the testimony that you are about to give to this board shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? If you want to step up and state your name, please.
Yes, I'm Gary Bullock with Point Signs out of New Bedford.
And I'm Kevin Barnes. I'm with Adrenaline, and we represent Mutual Bank in the project.
Okay, so you want to give us a little background on the state?
Yeah, so basically, Mutual Bank bought this property, and we're going through the renovation phase, and we'd like to brand the canopy. So I think you have a copy of it, but we have a large copy here. That helps too.
So the canopy's already there? You're not
Yes, it's
making
there.
it bigger or smaller or anything like that?
That was our problem is with the zoning. They purchased it's an existing site, so we couldn't change the measurements. So those are channel letters that are mounted to a digitally printed vinyl material to get the color.
So it's not electrical, it's just a banner or whatever, or is it?
No, it's electrified so that the channel letters will light up,
Okay.
but the background is not lit. And we printed on different sides for so that people from the street could see it, as well as you're driving up to the ATM.
So,
Is this going to be just a drive-through ATM, or is there going to be a bank there
no, it's,
eventually?
I was going to explain, yeah, it is just a drive-up ATM, and I believe the bank is just leasing the space, but basically part of it is going to be the concrete pad out front. They're leasing the canopy and the pad. It will be just a drive-up ATM. So the canopy is the primary signage for the ATM. They will have, did your drawing show they will have a panel behind the ATM and a panel to the side of it, which will have their name on it, but it's not real big. Show that.
There won't be any other signage on the rear of the building or anywhere else in the building?
No. I have this if you want to see this, but
Oh, okay.
the ATM will sit in front of this panel that'll be
Okay.
right in the middle there. But
So the ATM's going to be on the island part?
the ATM is going to be on the island.
So they'll be approaching from,
They'll be coming around the building and approaching on the outside of the, not alongside the building, but on the outside.
not in the channel then?
Not between it's sort of on the outside of the island.
That's the Taco Bell drive-through.
Yeah.
So the Taco Bell drive-through will still be there and you'll be just on the outside? Oh,
Yeah.
okay, I see.
It's actually a moment there, but that's from
Yeah.
what used to be there.
Yeah. Like this one.
Thank you.
Just-
And are the lanes marked clearly then for that? As far as which lane is gonna be the
We had discussed, although it hasn't been finalized, probably lane markings as you pull around, because you have to, there are 2 designated lanes as you pull around the building. And we had discussed either painting something on the ground, or I don't know if there's some other signage would be appropriate so that people know which lane to queue in around the building.
See the card? It has,
This one?
looks like.
Yeah, you have that, yeah. That's,
Okay, I'll do the same thing.
so basically they'll, Taco Bell's here, ATM here.
This is strictly just signing for the ATM only.
Yeah. Now, that won't be confusing to people that it's an ATM sign, but they're going up for Taco Bell?
Well, as I said, we like intend to, we'll probably have to mark it somehow, but the landlord has approved the canopy design and everything. But we realize that there's probably some additional signage that might be required in terms of directional signage or something.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe this half says Taco Bell, this half says ATM or something, because you might get some confusion. I don't want to have people upset they're in the wrong line.
So the question is with 15 feet.
The new one is about 17.4 by about 2 feet.
Well, that's the 2 ends, and then the other one's 24 by 24 too.
This top one.
The top one's 24-foot lane.
Okay, I don't think I have
Well, it's that,
It's
it's
the
a,
three
it's a
stacks.
miniature of that one, the top
Yeah.
one up top.
it. Oh, okay.
You have any other questions for him, Barry?
I have a observation that I think is, like way too much signage for an ATM. You have no, like physical building, yet you're greatly exceeding the ordinance on a site that is only like half yours, or less than half yours. You have an outpost to a drive-in, and yet you're signing it like it was completely a bank
But
project.
This is
Service.
pretty much the only signage that people will tell you that there's an ATM there. And I guess from our perspective too, even though, the sides of the canopy are large, the lettering isn't the entire canopy, so it isn't, just because the canopy is green, it isn't, all
But just
signage.
because the canopy is that big, doesn't mean that you have to fill it up, because you aren't going to fill it up with your actual signage, you're just going to fill it up with kind of background.
I mean, actually, would it comply if you put the mutual bank and the ATM closer in the middle? You know what I'm saying? Without the big space in the middle, put them closer together, would it fit the bylaws?
It probably could.
Um,
Might be some scaling to do to it to get it to that,
Yeah.
but
what I'm saying is, on here, you got this big space in the middle. If you were to put the two closer together, would it comply to the size standard? Whether it be in the middle or on one of the ends, but it would be within, instead of the whole length.
Do you know, my understanding was they were considering the whole canopy to be signage, and that was a lot of the issue, but.
well, I think that this is, if you could do it all in sign, but if the background was your green and everything, and you kept down your lettering to within in the ordinance, it then would probably fit, and it would probably comply, but where you have taking the whole thing up. Not too crazy about it.
Because how long, would you know, like if, let's just say on this side one, how long is it Mutual Bank there and how long is that? Each one? Do you know off?
I'd have to go back to our designers to actually do that. I could do a rough scale, but
17 inches.
It looks like it's all the same font, so you can
See-
take the big one and you
Right.
can put that into the small one,
Shorten it
just
up.
cut out the middle. And if you cut out a little of the green in the middle one, you
You'd
get
be to
down to 15
yeah.
feet.
The 15.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Because my understanding is all three of these are going in that one canopy, correct?
Yeah, one on the front, one on the back, on the front and back, and then one on the side.
The big one on the side.
Yeah.
It's more signage than the Walmart.
More than the Taco Bell. So do you understand what we're saying? If you put them closer together, you probably could get it within the 15 feet requirement.
Is that per side, basically, or is it overall?
Well, lengthwise.
what does that do to the?
Does this constitute a wall mounted?
Would it be considered wall-mounted, or? What's the actual,
Shall cover no more than 15% of the wall area. They are mounted
no,
on
yeah, so this wouldn't be considered wall, because it's more of a,
canopy itself.
yeah,
canopy, as far as that ATM goes, it is the wall, because there's no other wall space.
yeah, that's true, too, that's all they own.
So according to that, you're only allowed 15% of the volume of the side.
Yeah. I mean, could you consider doing what we said, bring them closer together, you get them within the 15 feet of length, and,
Yeah, I think we'd have to check with the client.
But,
and I mean,
Would you like to continue the hearing?
so that we could confer with the client.
When would your next hearing be?
There's nothing scheduled.
so, we in April, so it would be in May.
Or May 16th.
So it would have to be May, what, 23rd?
Unless they're ready next week. The second.
The donut butters have to be re-notified or no?
Not for
Just the
continuance. Yeah. We'll post.
What's the date next week, the 2nd? I can't do next week.
Okay. That leaves the 23rd and the 30th.
Well, I think what probably would make sense is to go back and see if we can
So
come
you'd
back
like to
with a
continue?
design that you would maybe be more acceptable.
Okay. And like I say, you may want to consider the one on the back there, splitting it with Taco Bell, and maybe,
Yeah.
so they can know which
Yeah.
side to go on, you know? Because like we say, all you have there is just the ATM station, and you're gonna have almost more signage than Taco Bell. So we'll continue it to the what was it, 23rd?
23rd.
Yeah, is that good for you guys, or the 30th? Either one? All right, 23rd.
23rd? Okay.
Make a motion that it be continued to
Okay.
May 23rd, here at 7 o'clock.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So we'll continue it to May 23rd, so you can report back to us. You need any of these?
No, I think this back,
Okay,
So thank you.
thank you. So close the hearing at, what's that, 7:36?